We will start, though, with the breaking news. Appoint a new head coach by the end of next week. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solikol, joins me now. So, Kaveh, managerial merry-go-round. Who is on the shortlist for this?
Well, look, I think the leading candidates at the moment in alphabetical order are Thomas Franco, Enzo Maresca. The reason going for those three men is because they believe that all three of them have the attributes that they are looking for.
What are the long-term options for Manchester United in terms of a permanent manager?
Looks like they're going to wait until the summer before appointing someone on a permanent basis. Now, on the face of it, that would seem to be the smart thing to do because so many managers are going to become potentially available. If you look ahead to next summer, who could be out of contract? You're looking at names like Thomas Tuchel, Marco Silva, Oliver Glasner, Maurizio Pochettino, Didier Deschamps, Roberto Martinez, Carlo Ancelotti. So all these names potentially could be available. But the big question is, would they want to come to Manchester United? Would they want to come and fit into the structure that United have in place? Also, what kind of job would they be walking into? Would United be in Europe? Would United be in the Champions League? Which leads to the second question for United, which is the most important question at the moment, is who is going to take over until the end of the season? And when you look around, there are not that many options. If Darren Fletcher's only going to do the job for one game, someone else is going to need to come in. Who could it be? Potentially you're looking at somebody like Michael Carrick. Who else is available? I don't know. People are talking about Xavi. People are talking about Zinedine Zidane. I can't see that happening at all. They're not going to come in and work at United. Well, Zidane, under the present sort of structure, and I don't think United would be interested in him either. What about Enzo Maresca? He's somebody who is, a head coach. Potentially he's available if he can sort out his contractual issues with Chelsea. But then he has talked to Manchester City about potentially one day taking over from Pep Guardiola. So it is a confusing picture. There are no easy answers at the moment. I can understand why United want to wait until the summer. But the other issue is if you wait until the summer, if you're talking about managers who are managing in the World Cup, they are not going to become available potentially until the middle of July. And that is going to be when United will be, in a couple of weeks later, starting their pre-season training. The transfer window will have been open. So that is complicated as well. Look, I think the United hierarchy have got their work cut out to find the next head coach or the next manager. And look, judging by the track record, it hasn't been great in recent times because since Sir Alex Ferguson left 12 years ago, they keep appointing managers and changing managers when people keep saying what you need at a club is stability. If you keep chopping and changing the manager, it's not going to get you anywhere.
It's a very good video. I think you can get it online. It's one that's been floating around for about 15 years that Bobby Charlton talks about what Manchester United is as a football club. And I've always been very proud of what that club is. Adventurous, exciting football, playing young players, entertaining the crowd, those fans that pay to come in, that are basically looking for some relief from their job at a weekend and want their entertaining Saturday. Manchester United must take risks and be courageous and play with attacking, aggressive football. There is a brilliant video from Bobby Charlton describing that. Manchester United have got to appoint a manager that fits the DNA of their football club. Ajax will never change for anybody. Barcelona will never change for anybody. I don't believe Manchester United should change for anybody. They should play the way in which they play. And these managers that have come in are fantastic managers. Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Eric Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim, they're brilliant coaches. You can't say they're not good coaches, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they've all come in with different ideas, different styles of play, different philosophies, and none of them really fit the Manchester United way. So for me, the club have to find a manager now who's got experience, who's willing to play fast, entertaining, attacking, aggressive football. Simple as that.
Yeah, Paul Tisdale has also left his position as head of football operations. You mentioned deep issues at the club. Does this kind of highlight just how deep they are?
Yeah, absolutely. He's self-proclaimed doctor, Dr. Doolittle. I think he was at Celtic. Nobody knew what he actually was doing at the club. By all accounts, it was a case of him who had a large say in bringing Wilfred Nancy in. If he was in charge of recruitment over the summer, that was particularly poor. So, I think it's the right decision for him to part ways, but it certainly puts Celtic under pressure now in having to move quick in terms of recruitment, because there's absolutely no doubt that this squad needs strengthening in January and strengthening quickly. And then, of course, what happens next? Will it be a return for Martin O'Neill? Will Sean Maloney, be part of that team? I suspect he will be, but it's all about Celtic just concentrating on winning the Scottish Premiership now, and of course it looks like it's going to be a 3-horse race in that respect. But I think that the decision today was the right decision. Maybe myself, like a lot of Celtic fans, just thought it would happen after the game against Rangers. It didn't, but they've been decisive enough, the club have.